Welcome back. You're watching CNN News 18 with me, Poonam Burde. There's breaking news that's now coming in. It's NCP, one faction versus the other, and the fight is now at the Election Commission's door. Ajit Pawar has now gone to the Election Commission, going on to say that it is his faction and him that represent the real NCP and not the Sharad Pawar faction. CNN News 18, in fact, has accessed exclusive details of the submissions that have been made by Ajit Pawar faction to the Election Commission. Ananya, my colleague, joining us, getting us more details. Ananya, we're given to understand that Ajit Pawar has now blamed the Sharad Pawar faction of operating NCP on the family's whims and fancies, which is why he says he's the real legatee here.
Well, definitely. There are a lot of submissions that have been made via this written submission that has been filed before the Election Commission of India. Very, very categorically, the Pawar play has now come up to a phase where Ajit Pawar has now blamed, in fact, Sharad Pawar for all the wrongdoings in the party. He says that, and I quote, that despite the existence of a written constitution intended to govern the working of the NCP, the respondent, that is, Sharad Pawar, was administrating the affair of the party at his whims and fancies and was virtually running the party freedom, a practice seriously frowned upon by this honorable commission, is what, in fact, they go on to say. Further, what happens is that, they also go on to say that the basic test to determine as who is the real, NCP, as it was in the case of Shiv Sena as well, it is the number game that is very, very existent, and that is exactly what they have in their favor. They have almost 42 MLAs out of 56, while 6 MLCs too have joined the Ajit Pawar camp in this particular case, and that's exactly the position that, Poonam, they have stated in their particular affidavit that they have filed before the Election Commission of India. In fact, he has also blamed Sharad Pawar and said that he is guilty of making false statements before, in fact, the commission via various affidavits, and this is exactly what Ajit Pawar has stated. So definitely the power play, the power play is somewhere or the other operating, and very, very clearly they are saying that, somewhere or the other, it is the Sharad Pawar faction who has destroyed in fact, the NCP, and that's the reason why people have shifted from the Sharad Pawar camp to the Ajit Pawar camp. Poonam.
Right, it all comes down to numbers when we see something like this happen, isn't it? For the anti-defection law to not be invoked, there's a certain amount of majority, 2/3 majority, that is really required as far as factional feud like this is concerned, and that is really what Ajit Pawar seems to be banking on, because he's gone on to tell the Election Commission that 42 out of the 53 MLAs are with Ajit Pawar. This is in addition to the MPs and the MLCs.
Well, definitely, this is exactly what he has said, that, most of the people are now in the Ajit Pawar faction. He said that 42 out of the 53 MLAs are with them. Not only that, they have also 6 MLCs with them. And this is exactly why the number game, when it comes, if it comes down to the number game under Section 15 of the Symbols Act, very, very clearly we can see that Ajit Pawar is having the inch when it comes to the contest, because they have the numbers here. So whether or not the Election Commission would be going forward with granting a similar order as it had given in the case of Shiv Sena to NCP, Ajit Pawar, or not, is something we'll have to wait and watch for. But at 3 p.m. today, in just half an hour from now, we will be hearing that the hearing here at the Election Commission of India would begin, and both these factions would put forth their submissions before the Election Commission of India.
Right, do keep a track of when that happens and what comes out of it. But for the moment, Ananya, thank you so much for getting us the latest.